This episode is called The Night Lands, but I think the bigger question is whose ass is going to land on the golden throne? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It's time for your episode review for Season 2, Episode 2. This one is called The Night Lands, and it was basically just everyone preparing for war. Everyone trying to assemble as many troops as they can. Everyone trying to create alliances. And yeah, pretty much that was it. I think Season 2 has been okay. I don't think it's as good as Season 1 though. A lot of people prefer Season 2 over Season 1. Maybe it will get better, but so far I would say I think Season 1 of Game of Thrones was better.
I would agree with that. I do like preparation. I do like a bit of prep work, but again, 2 episodes in, it's like this is pretty much just it's a repeat of episode 1. It's pretty much the same thing. I don't mind prepping for war as long as the war's worth it, but I've got a funny feeling that this war that is pretty much got like 500,000 people brewing in it could be de-escalated quite easily and something will be done and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we're missing Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon, two of the best characters in the show.
I mean, and King Dothraki, him.
Right, Khal Drogo,
that's the guy.
Viserys,
Mr.
Mr. Golden Crown. Aye. So yeah, I mean, we've had some new characters added in Season 2, but I don't know, they're yet to really make a big impact on us.
Even Tywin, where's he?
Yeah, where is Tywin? We've not seen him.
Jaime Lannister, it's like he's fucking tied up, not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? Who booked this shit? Anyway, we will start the review like we always do. We're just going to cover it, like, location. I think that's easier than trying to actually go through the order of the events. So
we do say that every event, so let's just go into the location.
Yeah, let's just scratch that shit.
Yeah, let's just.
So we are in the Riverlands, and Arya Stark has befriended Gendry, who is one of Robert Baratheon's bastard childrens. We see a couple of members of, I guess, King's Landing, some soldiers from King's Landing appear. They've got a warrant. Arya believes that they are looking for her, but it turns out they're not. They're looking for Gendry because I guess every one of Robert Baratheon's bastard children must die. So Arya hides, but Yoren, who is a member of the Night's Watch, he's the recruiter for the Night's Watch. He isn't having it. He did save Arya, I guess. He helped Ned Stark. Ned Stark somehow managed to, I don't know, give him a wink. Kind of like the Morse code that Daryl gave Rick.
Oh, that's an epic bit of Morse code.
But yeah, so Yoren has saved Arya here, and he didn't back down. He held a knife to the veins on the leg, like a leg vein.
The artery.
The artery, brother. And yeah, he says, like, I can nick this, and there's no one here qualified to unnick it. The soldiers do yield.
It's mental though how you can nick your leg and that's it. Good night.
Well, I mean, but Robert did get taken out by a pig, so anything is possible.
He's pissed.
So yeah, they back down, but they do say to Yoren they will be back with more, with recruitments, with more soldiers, with backup, and that they will take his head back to King's Landing.
To Yoren here, because he actually held his ground.
Yeah, he's basically just stuck with a bunch of fucking kids, isn't he? Really, at the end of the day here.
Yep.
He could have easily been taken down, but he stood his ground. Arya believed that they were coming for her, but it turns out they were coming for Gendry. Then she reveals that she is actually a Stark, and Gendry apologises because he realises that she's a lady and all this stuff, and he was making jokes about that he knew that she was a girl because she wouldn't pull her cock out and take a piss, and then he apologised, and this seemed to piss her off because she doesn't want to be a lady. She doesn't think she's a lady. She wants to be, I don't know, maybe she does want to be a boy. She wants to be a fighter, but that's what's happening in the Riverlands. Yeah, not a bad wee section.
Yeah, it lasted about 2 minutes, didn't it? So we move on to King's Landing.
Yeah, King's Landing. Fairies discover Shae, who was supposed to be hidden by Tyrion, but I guess the Tower of the Hand. I mean, what did Fairies just come in by himself and just walk in?
He's a weird bastard, Fairies.
Now, no one trusts him because he doesn't have a set of testicles, and I don't know if that's, I don't know, is that justified? I don't really know. Tyrion warns Fairies not to underestimate him, but Fairies claims that he's just being friendly, but Tyrion threatens to basically take him out. I'm not Ned Stark.
What is it with the council?
I'm not naive.
What is it with the council members trying to, bury the Lannisters? We've seen it last episode.
Everyone seems to bury Ned Stark. I'm not as naive as Ned Stark.
I know.
I'm not as dumb as Ned Stark.
I don't have as much honour as Ned Stark.
Yeah, we see the King Roberts, or well, I guess, is he king yet? Probably not. But the unofficial King of the North, King Robert, gives his peace terms, and Cersei Lannister isn't having them. She rips up the peace terms, and Tyrion is like, you've become pretty good at that, ripping up things, which obviously a nod back to Robert Baratheon's final words that Cersei ripped up. I think you can easily see why Tyrion Lannister is people's favourite character. I know you bashed him ever since this show began, but I think he is one of the best characters in it.
No, he is, but I pun intended, I can't look past the hype thing.
Well, I know, but like, if he wasn't a Lannister, he'd probably be dead by now.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't get away with doing the things that he does if he didn't have the Lannister name.
No, I think he's iconic. Like, I think probably this show probably is the most iconic character.
Yeah, we see Rose, who struggles to continue her work as a prostitute after seeing the murder of the infant daughter. So Baelish then threatens her, basically saying that if she doesn't get over this and start working, then he will kill her because he's not happy with his investment in her, but he gives her the night off. So Peter Baelish comes across as a nice guy, but just a bit of a scumbag, really, isn't he?
Yep.
Tyrion Lannister has dinner with Lord Janos Slynt, and he questions them about the massacre of the bastards, and then basically just says, that's it, you're done, you're out, you've been relieved of your duties. And he gets them taken to the Night Watch, the wall. He's going to the wall, and he replaces them with Bronn. So
I don't know what I feel about this though, because I feel like Bronn and Tyrion are almost like likeable. So actually seeing these two guys in a position of power within the Lannisters is weird.
Yes, now Tyrion asks Bronn if he commanded him to massacre an infant child, would Bronn do it without question? Bronn says no. I'd had to question how much money you're paying me, and I thought it was a good line.
It was. And then Tyrion kind of realises that,
I don't think it's the answer Tyrion wanted though.
No, it's not.
But at least Bronn was being honest. And would Bronn kill an infant if he was commanded to by Tyrion? I think he probably would. He's pretty much done everything that Tyrion has asked him to do so far.
Yeah, I mean...
Although there is one thing he doesn't do for him in Season 4, and a bit of a shite bag manoeuvre, but I guess we'll cover that when we get to it.
We'll cover it when we get to it, but it's like with the Lord Janos guy, I didn't get the vibes that he only agreed to it because Cersei told him to. He kind of just seemed like an evil fucker. I feel like Bronn wouldn't want to do it, but he was doing it out of loyalty sort of thing.
I mean, true, but I mean, killing an infant is fucking sick, isn't it?
We're talking about infant, like we're not even talking like a 4-year-old, we're talking like a 4-month-old.
But we did see
Ned Stark do it.
Definitely not. Fuck, of course he wouldn't.
He'd let the baby kill him.
But we did see Tyrion question Cersei about this, and Tyrion came to the conclusion that it was nothing to do with Cersei, and that Joffrey commanded this, and Tyrion believes that Cersei didn't even know. And Cersei says that, yeah, you might be funny, you've got all these jokes, but the biggest joke is when you ripped open her mother and you killed her. Then she walks off, and
I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting some punchline, and I was like, oh, it's just not coming, is it?
No, I mean, I guess that's the reason why Cersei hates Tyrion, but I mean, Jesus Christ, that's not Tyrion's fault. How can you blame him for that? It's just a shit deal. It's a shit card that he was dealt.
Yeah.
I don't know, his big dwarf head just ripped open their mother, but I mean...
And it's weird.
Like, Jaime doesn't hate him?
I think that's something Tywin would hate him for. Not one of his siblings.
I think Tywin hates him because he's fucking a dwarf, and he's putting a bad...
Yes.
He's ruining his reputation. I don't think he really cared about his wife.
But I can see the father's point of view more for that than, like, a sibling that's, like, 2 years older than him.
Possibly.
Anyway,
I don't know. Maybe because Cersei was the only female left then in the family or something. I don't know. And she was lost. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Fuck it. It's not really Tyrion's fault. Dragonstone. Not a lot happened here. Davos manages to recruit some pirate. He's got 30 ships. He's going to give them all to Stannis Baratheon.
And I will fuck Cersei.
Yeah, he says, you must promise me I can fuck Cersei, that blonde bitch.
Say rape.
That blonde whore, I will make her do it. Davos is like, I can promise you gold, I can promise you success if we win, but I can't promise you Cersei. And he's like, fuck it, I'll just take her myself, really. And then Melisandre seduces Stannis, but he hasn't fallen for it. He seems to be honourable like Ned Stark. However,
his arse collapse.
Yeah, once she promises him a son, something that his sick wife cannot do, I get it's this the only thing that could have made Stannis.
Yeah, but what good's this though? Because it's a bastard son, unless he marries this woman. But again, he's not going to do that because it looks like it's going to be hush hush. So again, or will Stannis?
That's very true, actually.
Or will Stannis pretend that his bastard son's like The Rock? I mean, look at all of Robert's bastard sons. He says he doesn't even Stannis buried all his bastards.
Yeah, but see, you think about it. Why is it a bastard son? Like when it's the shouldn't they still carry the father's name? Or was that back in the day? Was that a thing where you had to be married to get the name?
You had to be married to get the name.
But it's not like that anymore.
No, it still is like that. Well, no, I think it's more of a choice thing. But these days, if you're born out of wedlock, you are still you are a bastard.
I know, but it's still his fucking son at the end of the day.
No, it is, but I almost think that's a writing flaw. But here, I don't know. I don't know if Stannis is going to address that in an episode's time, right? I don't. But it's like if there's such a big deal about bastards, but then here Stannis is like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, on the Iron Islands, Theon Greyjoy is going to meet his father. So basically, this woman, I think her name is, I don't even know, what is her name?
Yara?
I don't know, Yara. So yeah, Yara gives him a ride to meet her father. Now, we find out later that she obviously knows who Theon is, but Theon doesn't know who she is. And it's like, on the entire ride, she's riding the horse, and like, Theon is like got his hands all over her. He's like rubbing her in all the sexual areas and shit, and she just allows it.
And she knows that's his brother. Or her brother.
And then later on, we get a reveal when Theon talks to his father about teaming up with Robb Stark. He's like, I'm not teaming up with the guy, the son of the man that, killed your brothers and our family, because obviously Ned Stark defeated this guy in a war. And then when Theon says, I'm going to lead this fight, I'm going to make you a king, he's like, no, you're not. And he's like, well, what do you mean I'm your only child? I'm your only whatever, son. And then he's like, yeah, well, you know what? She's going to do it. And it turns out that Yara is indeed Theon's sister. And then she says, hello, brother, obviously knowing who he was. And it's like, what the fuck was this all about? I mean, it's like incest is just, it's weird.
Everything about this show's just fucking weird. Like, when it comes to it. But it almost doesn't even make the Jaime and Cersei thing that bad when every other fucking character's doing it.
I couldn't imagine the Starks doing it.
No. And again, you know what? You understand the Greyjoy-Robb dilemma here. It's like, why would he team up with Robb Stark? Like, if he's killed like half the guy's family and he got defeated in battle.
Yeah, and maybe I think he fused his son, or who is it? I think Balin Greyjoy kind of fused maybe Theon as a traitor, because I don't know what the actual deal was. Was Theon captured by Ned Stark, or it sounds more like voluntarily? I wouldn't imagine Ned Stark would kidnap a kid. I think Theon voluntarily went there, because like you said, he's been raised like a Stark. He's been raised like a brother to Robb. Yeah. I highly doubt that Ned took this Theon Greyjoy as a prisoner.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued actually, because yeah, you're right. I don't see a scenario where Ned would just take the guy, but here.
Will we find out what happened? I don't know. Have we already found it and we weren't paying attention? Honestly, I don't know. But Theon Greyjoy's got a sister, and he basically spent.
I think it was incredibly naive though of Theon to think he was going to be able to win over. His
father hasn't seen him in 9 years, and he just thought he was going to go in, and his father was going to automatically team up with the Starks, the guys that I guess uncrowned him as king.
Yeah, no, fucking ridiculous. You know what? He'd have been as well showing up with force.
Yeah, in the Red Waste, one of the Blood Riders returns, but his head has lost its body. The horse returns with the head, but the body's nowhere to be seen. One of the Dothraki women is devastated. I don't know if that was her brother or husband or whatnot, but she cries.
Both actually know this show.
She says that his spirit now will never rest because they've killed him. She was crying. Daenerys tried to comfort her, And it's like Ser Jorah Mormont's just kind of watching on, thinking, God's sake, why am I in the red waste and I'm the only interesting character
You
here?
know what? It's his own fault, man. He left the wall, didn't he? Just stayed at the wall.
He did. Daenerys promises to hold a funeral for Rakharro, I believe his name was. But for me, this is the least interesting thing going on.
Yeah. It's the same old shit, man. I don't like it.
At Craster's Keep, Samuel Tarly rescues one of Craster's wives, Gilly, from Ghost. When he finds out that she's pregnant, she comes to him for help because she is worried what will happen to her son. If it's a boy, what will Craster do? Sam takes her to Jon. Jon's like, yo, what you doing? Why are you putting us in trouble? There's nothing we can do. We can't help with this. Jon tells Gilly that it's not possible for her to come with them because they're going deeper into wildling country and there's no way that they would allow a woman to come with them. After that, Gilly just leaves. Sam and Jon Snow. I guess Sam's a little bit disappointed in Jon Snow. Jon's annoyed at Sam for even bringing this up, but I guess Sam's annoyed at Jon for not helping this woman in need. But I mean, what can Jon really do?
Well, Sam can do. No, Sam's a big boy. He's a big lord ass. He can fucking do it himself.
Yeah. Later that night, we see Jon. He notices Craster taking a baby into the woods at night, and he follows him and sees him leave the child next to what looks like a White Walker. Jon goes to try and rescue the child, but before he can intervene, bang! Craster cracks him in the back of the head with something, knocks him out, and that was the end of the episode. So it would appear that Craster is basically just feeding all the male boys. Kind of, what a sick guy.
No, he is a sick guy, right? But what I don't get is, it's like, are White Walkers, they're not creatures? Like,
I believe they're like zombies.
But how does he, like, negotiate with them? Like, oh, here, I'm going to give you a baby boy every 9 months. What the fuck, what?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
And then I know there's a lot of women there, but like, how often can they just fire out fucking kids delivered to the White Walkers? What do the White Walkers come and be like, here, we want?
Well, we don't know. What are the White Walkers doing? Are they eating the kids? Are they, I don't know,
turning them into an army?
Couldn't tell you.
Some incestuous fucking army.
But I mean, that's how it ends. And I mean, would anyone? Like, I don't get it. Like, why is Craster so important to the Night's Watch? Yeah, his location is beyond the Night's, but like, let's say Jon Snow did kill this guy. I mean, why is the Lord Commander going to be so pissed? What's the worst thing that happens if Craster...
I just don't get it. Like, surely, you could kill Craster and everyone in the Night's Watch could have a fucking spouse.
Yeah, it's like, if Craster dies, does the Night Watch fall? Like, does the wall fall? I'm like, I'm not sure what Craster's importance is.
Maybe,
No, but like, it's not like Craster's a king.
Maybe the Lord Commander knows that he's keeping the White Walkers at bay.
Possibly, that's
the only explanation for me.
Well, hopefully we get an explanation. Well, I think we will. I mean,
but then again, I think that's piss poor though in itself. It's like, this Craster guy can't live forever. So, he's already old. It's not like this White Walker deal can be set in motion to keep the wall safe for a million years. It's got probably another 15, 20 years sell-by date.
At this point, maybe we should let one of his sons live and start thinking about a future heir to the throne. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. What's your thoughts? The Nightlands.
A big incestuous pile of shite. It wasn't that bad, but I'll get a 6.
I'm also going to get a 6. It was a decent episode. All right. Hoping it gets better though. And yeah, we will see.
Pretty much half the locations though is including something incestuous.
Yes,
maybe more actually. I need to work out the average.
I mean, too much fucking sex, and it's incest sex makes it worse.
Either incest or fucking like prostitution. There's no two other ways about it.
No, definitely not. Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. 6 out of 10. More Game of Thrones lists and theories to come. Till then, though, peace.